OG season vet, not new to this. Over a decade of music, I got hella
Haha, it's your boy Life Liggy Long, and right now we in tune with the hip hop advocates.
Yeah.
Yes,
You done know, you done know.
We in here, you heard? If y'all don't know, Life is a prolific MC, hell of a fucking entertainer overall.
Facts.
You know, on stage, off stage, even off stage. My man, you know how to work circles. Let's just say that. You know how to work a crowd in any format, right?
You hear this intro out there, y'all? Like, come on,
Master
man.
of all ceremonies, for real,
Yes,
bro.
sir. For real. The big
He can host anything.
My brothers. Listen, like I always say, if hip hop advocates are not at your spot, if they've never ever went to one of your showcases, events, pack your event up, bro.
Nah, fuck
just
that.
just be like, you know what? I don't think I did a good job because hip hop advocates were not there. I have no footage from them. Pack your event up if they're not there.
Nah, if you want, oh, some real shit. We ain't shit compared to all the shit that you do.
But y'all be everywhere though. Y'all
Hey, we
at
try
all
to
of the
be,
events,
but not like you.
know what I mean?
If people claim to be hip hop and especially in the New York scene, and they don't know who the fuck you are, and if they never ran into you at a venue or anything, they ain't getting around.
Yeah, they not
Listen,
outside.
a lot of people, they front and they act like they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you already see what's next to me. That's the catalog. That's just a little bit of the catalog. So we gonna let them know today, right?
Yeah,
And we
gonna let 'em know.
You gave us a little bit off camera, but you're gonna give the viewers. We're gonna get into it later on.
Facts.
And so right now, man, everybody wants to know how this musical journey started for you.
Wow, it's been a long journey, man. It started off watching the walls, bro. It started off in the womb. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace and shout out to Vera. You know what I'm saying? That's my heart. I love her. Rest in peace. I think about you every day, Mom. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Between her and my pops. So basically my journey started in Queens, Jamaica, Queens, just watching the walls. Queens has some of the illest hip hop artists. So you got Salt and Pepper. You had, you know what I'm saying, LL. You had Cool G Rap, Nas. But I'm even talking about even before that, just as a shorty listening just to the music, just the hip-hop legends from Queens. Like, you know what I mean, Kwame. You had, like we said, LL. We said Cool G Rap. Tribe Called Quest. Like, it's just so many different artists that was just from Queens that made me proud from just being from the borough and then even wanted to do music first.
I always refer to the School of Hard Knocks shirt, the back of it.
Yep.
It had all of that.
Yep.
So
All
I'm
of
thinking
that.
about that
All
right
of
now.
All of that.
Because there's a list, yo.
It's a list of just all of the people from Queens. So that was just my journey, just like being just a fan of the music, video music box, watching the walls.
Raised all of us.
Block parties, you know what I'm saying, with the B-boys. I was a B-boy first, breakdancing, not really breakdancing, but popping first. And then the emceeing started probably like in the mid-'80s for me. Like 85 was the first time that I was like, I think I kind of want to do this. And that was after hearing Dana Dane's Nightmares. You know what I'm saying? That's like my favorite artist, and he's the one that inspired me to want to do this. Once I heard Dana Dane, I heard a lot of dope MC, but Dana Dane Nightmares, it was something about Dana Dane
That caught your attention.
that caught my attention and said, yo, I could do this. Because I just like the way he told stories, and we knew he wasn't from London, but he had, you know what I'm saying? Well, not London, but we knew he wasn't British, but he had just the voice, and he played with the voice, and you know what I mean? It was that alone just made me want to do it. Yeah, and then listening, and then after that, Rakim, Kane, yeah.
So Queens raised you.
Queens raised me.
Brooklyn made you.
Brooklyn made me.
I like
So
that.
I always say when people say where I'm from, I don't say BQE, I say QB. You know what I'm saying? QB.
All right.
You know what I mean? Because it's the Queens
chronological
Brooklyn
order.
Expressway. You know what I mean?
Fire, man.
Even though I spent most of my time probably in Brooklyn.
So you ended up in Brooklyn.
Yes. In 97.
What was the first like clique that you ran with? Like group of people that you was with?
All right. So the first clique, this is before I moved to Brooklyn. Right. Well, the first, I would say the real clique, the real crew, that happened in 95. So I moved to Brooklyn in 97. So 95 was when like the crew started and when I really, really started getting serious doing music. And that first crew was the DMO. Stands for Dead Men's Organization, because hip hop was of a dying breed. So we had an organization of dead men keeping it alive.
That graveyard,
right?
Grave digger shit.
And we had a radio show called The Graveyard Shift. That same crew. So that crew consisted of myself, the leader, Mike One. You know what I'm saying? Who went off to be a dope A&R and producer. He was A&R and putting out a lot of records through Fat Beats and stuff like that. We had Hostile. You know what I'm saying, who's also a dope MC. He's in a group now called H&L, you know what I'm saying, with another dope MC named Luck Charms. We had DJ Mischief, you know what I'm saying, who was our DJ. And he was a young DJ from Queens back then that was dope because he was putting out mixtapes and making beats. And then we had a female MC down with us too, who y'all may know of, Apani B. Fly. Apani B. Fly from Queens. She was the female MC from our crew. And she was the first one to kind of like make it. She was the first one actually to inspire me and to show me that there's a life outside of doing demos and you don't really have to chase the mainstream to do it. Because she was the first one to show me like the independent moves.
The hustler
moves.
The real
she was
hustle.
the first one like out of the crew that was going overseas and stuff like that. So, yeah. So that was my crew, the first crew, DMO, and that was in 95.
You sent me, we were talking about a few days ago, you sent me something that he was on the track with Pharoah Monch, and then
word.
He was
That
going,
was like 2000, right?
That joint came out
dope track.
in 2001. You know what I'm saying? That was off of the Anti-Pop Consortium, their group.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they put out this album called A Tragic Epilogue. So they had a song called What Am I? And it featured Pharoah Monch and myself. You know what I mean? I got on that record because Anti-Pop Consortium is kind of like my mentors. So the producer of that crew is Earl Blaze. Well, they all produce, but one of the main producers and engineers of that crew was Earl Blaze. And he has a studio out in Brooklyn, and I basically got my start at that studio. And he's a professional artist. He had production credits and engineering credits already back in the like early 90s, and that was where I got my start. So when the Anti-Pop Consortium started and they were working on that project, you know what I'm saying, I was blessed to be one of the artists that he called upon. It was myself and Apani also, because we both were doing a lot of recording and kind of down with them. So that's how I was able to get that opportunity. Shout out to Earl Blaze, High Praise, Beans, emcee, the whole Anti-Pop Consortium crew, you know what I mean?
That's a nice alley-oop right there, shit.
And shout out to Pharoah Monch, my favorite MC.
Word.
Get the fuck up.
Talk to me, E.
Now let's get to it.
You want to get to it?
Yeah, why
'Cause
not?
this is gonna be a different one, bro.
I like it. I like it
All right.
already.
Uh-oh. Y'all be scaring me because I watch y'all show. I'm a fan of the show. So
Good looks,
y'all
bro.
be going in, stumping guests and everything, man.
So pretty much, we got a segment where we've been preparing for you to come over here. So I've been checking your social medias. You know, I got a fucking bachelor's in computer tech, so I hacked all of your social medias, your personal information. I got your social
You
securities.
see, I found your government.
Oh, damn, son.
I found his government name without him even telling me.
They got pictures of me without the hat on and everything. Damn, see? Y'all gonna see what's under the hat and everything. See?
So pretty much, I just got a few pictures of you doing crazy shit, wild shit, illegal shit, and I got it over here, and I want you to tell the viewers what you were doing at that time.
Man. Let me see.
So
what I
right
was
now,
doing,
this is
man.
called Searching for Life Liggity Long.
Searching for life legally long. This is searching for life.
I grab a few pictures. I got some pictures over here, and then we're gonna show the viewers.
Oh, but grab the mic though. Wait, grab the mic though so the people can hear you.
So they caught me red-handed. This is the photo, the mugshot photo, when I got caught stealing salmon steaks out of Seatown. I'm stuff. This right here.
Looking right at the CCTV.
This right here was a very, I feel like, legendary moment of the year. You know what I'm saying? I got that clip from Eclipse and that call from Eclipse and Riz. They was like, come up to Shade 45 to, you know what I'm saying?
That's major.
To the radio show. And I was able to come up to the, you know what I mean, Eclipse and, you know what I mean?
That's
DJ
big,
Riz
brother.
show and showcase just some of the work that I've been doing, man. So shout out to DJ Riz. Shout out to DJ Eclipse. The whole platform, you know what I'm saying?
What you did while you was up there? Like just
interviewed. They played music. Was able to freestyle.
Yeah.
And I wasn't up at the show for a long time. So the fact that I was able to get that opportunity, thank you again, Eclipse, man. Riz, thank you. You know what I mean? It was a vibe. You know what I mean?
All right, let's continue the great vibes, the great times.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, talk about this right here, bro. This is just
incredible. So check this out. So I'm a hustler. And you know how I do. So the same day that I did the radio show, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, shout out to DJ Emo Ogun. We have a platform called the Length Wave, the Wave Length, and we do interviews. You know what I'm saying? Just like how y'all do. You know what I'm saying? Not like how y'all do, because y'all a whole different fly with it. You know what I'm saying? So we got a different level with it too. So we were able to get the interview with the God Nems the same day. So it was like I was in there with Eclipse. I saw Nems pass. I'm like, Nems. Went in the hallway, went in another room and got that interview. So you could check that interview out on the Length Wave platform, on Instagram, Thunderground on YouTube, and just, you know what I mean, check out some of the interviews that we got.
That's ill, you know, him pulling
Thank
up,
you.
You know, taking the time to just randomly.
Yeah.
Like
Shout out to
like,
Nems,
not even
man.
planned, right?
Shout out to Nems. Nems is a brother that I've known for probably like, you know what I'm saying, over 2 decades in the game. So just to see what he's been doing, you know what I'm saying, for the last, I would say like 5, 6, 7, even longer than that. But the last 4, 5, 6 year movement has
like
been
18,
crazy.
19,
Been crazy. And the fact that, like y'all said, that he just took a moment of his time to give us that interview, you know what I mean? That right there was love. Because sometimes you never know, like you come up with certain people, you don't know what the energy is at, what the temperature is at, and the fact that he has always been the same way since I met him. So shout out and salute to you, Nems.
Yo, you cool.
You know what I mean? Fuck your life.
We seen it.
yeah.
Don't ever disrespect me, son.
We seen him performing at last year at some shit that Thurston Howell was doing.
Right.
And we was right there up front.
Nice.
I was somebody had just called me, like one of my cousins FaceTime, and he was performing, and I gave him the phone while he was on stage. He was like, fuck. I was like, yo, tell him, fuck your life. I was like, yo, fuck your life, nigga.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
cool.
Nems, yo.
Cool, man.
Shout out to Nems, man.
Yo,
check that interview out, too, y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Left Wave, right? Wave Length.
The Length Wave, the Length Wave on Instagram, the Wave Length. Just go on Instagram and just put in, you know what I'm saying, lifelong DJ Mo Nems, and it'll pop right up.
Do y'all post the podcast on YouTube or not?
We post the podcast on YouTube, too. We're still kind of new to the platform. We're not as organized and structured as y'all yet. We're growing. We're growing with our platform.
We started.
So we're getting there.
You go look at our first episode.
See, because
look at our first 5.
How many y'all on right now?
This is 91, right?
Exactly. We on like 15 or something.
Yeah.
So we still working. Just learning and it's trial and error. And then you see with this too, you have to get it while the moment is still like hot too. You can't wait.
Yeah. Strike while the iron is hot.
Strike while the iron's hot.
You don't know how many people we done met up with, and then it's like, we hit them up.
I can't do it now.
2 weeks
or
later,
I can't
three,
this time.
like
but
that.
if you're available, so that's how kind of a lot of our interviews get done. We do it like kind of guerrilla warfare, where we'll basically be like, all right, there he is, and we just try to get a room and we sit them down and just try to make it happen. Because like you said, it's hard to kind of wait for the time and wait for someone to get back to you and all of that, Yeah,
I mean, look, it took us 3 tries, 4 tries.
Exactly.
Shit just kept coming up, happening. That's how shit is, man. It's better to just grab it,
Exactly.
That's funny that you guys mentioned the FU one, because that was my next picture. Talk about it, bro.
That's the other one. So we did that. As Ethan was saying,
the name of the song.
That was literally right after the video shoot, you know what I'm saying, the FU video shoot with FU and Deep off their album. So they had the track with Trey 8 and Blue Azul. So we was at that video shoot out in Queens.
And the story.
And right after that, me and Emma was like, yo, it's time. Let's get this interview. We doing this now, boys. And we just took them to the side and did that interview. So that was that night, you know. And just shout out to FU. FU has been holding me down all year. You know what I'm saying? I've thrown a couple of shows, and like pretty much half the shows I threw this year, FU was a part of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We've been to a few of them as well. And we
so shout out to FU, man. And FU is on some upcoming music too that I have on the way as well. So you're gonna hear some FU like some Liggy Long stuff's coming soon too. Yeah.
You got away with the words, just like you, my man.
Yes. I feel like one of the illest in New York. Seriously, and I'm not just saying that.
Oh
no,
no, for sure. I became a fan like
seriously
before. I didn't even know about him. Like we met him at a show.
Because at the end of the day, it's the wordplay, it's character, it's what you doing with that pen.
I told him like
you know what I mean.
I love when you say outlandish shit in your rhymes.
Seriously,
like the most outlandish shit. Like I love that shit.
Like,
you know,
things you were doing,
having fun with it.
Exactly.
You can hear that he's having fun while he's writing the shit. Like he just wants to make you fucking say what the fuck.
Exactly. And it's not the same, because I feel like we always get caught up inside of that hip hop same box, where it's always the same type of concept, the same type of style. So once you hear somebody that kind of breaks out of that, but still inside of the same pocket though, where the average listener could be like, yo, this is something kind of dope. I mean, just look right like that.
Yeah, and just look now where hip hop is. Like, it's not even it's barely even charting right now. Facts. I saw some shit today. There's older songs, older music is charting more than newer music. Because there's no everybody's doing the same shit. Right. Everybody's creating the same sound. There's no originality anymore.
No originality.
And nobody, what makes people stand out as hip hop artists is being your fucking self, being different.
Seriously.
I'm trying to, dick ride with somebody.
And that's why I try to do something different in, style wise, just everything. I try to do something different that's not what everyone's doing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what made the 90s and the 2000s so special. Yep. Everybody's originality. All right, let's move on to the next one. I was bumping this on the way over here, man. The album cover really caught my attention as well.
Right there.
Lifelong, not only the urban myth. He's not just the urban myth. That's a dope track. Those are my favorites.
Thank you. That's a still relevant album. Shout out to Bobito Ross, who did the cover. That's actually a piece. So he did that as a collage piece first.
Oh, he actually
That's
did
an actual piece. I have that hanging. The actual piece is hanging up in my room, and then he digitized it. So what he did with that is that's like magazine covers and different things that he cut up. I told him that I wanted him to put everything that I felt was relevant to myself and also relevant to the album. So if you notice, it's like you got beat machines.
This is so hip hop.
Bass on there. You got
so hip hop, bro.
You got all different types of stuff, spray cans, just everything that's, I feel like, me in a nutshell. And he was able to capture that. You know what I'm saying? So that was an actual piece that he did. And that's the cover for my album, Still Relevant. That was the first album that I dropped in 2024 as well. And that was right after my mom's passed away. That was the energy and everything that y'all got. You know what I'm saying? From me feeling what I felt.
Yeah, no, and shout out to him because he did the Advocates EP that we dropped in 21.
Nice.
22. He did, and it's it's like that. He was asking our input, what do you
what do you
want? What do you want to include in it?
It was a collage.
We threw a couple things, and he gave us a couple different options to pick from.
I'm really big on that, like the artwork and covers, and it has to mean something to me, and it has to be really eye catchy. I feel like for the viewer, because even if you don't listen to my music or never even heard of who I was, I want people to just get captured in with the cover. Maybe
I mean,
even
that
first.
caught me. That caught me, and I
See?
was like, let me just check it out.
Respect, man.
It was time
Thank
to do
you.
research, and I was like, yo, this is dope. This
Thank
is a
you.
hip hop right
Thank
here.
you, man. Thank you.
Then you had that track with the Urban Myth. I'm like, oh shit, all right. I
Yeah,
fuck with this
that
shit.
right there is like, I don't know. That's probably like, that song sums it up. Just about me, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? The Urban Myth.
So we normally don't do this on this segment, but my man Life brought the Searching For to the studio for us. So right now we're gonna get into we got the physical. We don't got the pictures. We got the
He
physical.
pulled it out.
And the guests, the viewers could see a little bit about that.
Y'all see, I brought the whole arsenal out. The whole arsenal.
Like,
you know
can you take us on this wild ride right
I'll take
here?
you on a journey.
On the journey.
No, keep that. All right, so the zoo is twisted. So we're going to go through a journey right quick. This is basically my journey. This is not the whole catalog, or this is not the whole timeline, but I'm going to let y'all know where it started, pretty much. So it first started, like I said, 95 was when I really started doing professional music and stuff like that. So it was a journey. They were fronting on me for like 4 years. Nobody wanted to like give me a chance. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to basically get my shine rhyming on other people's stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was able to rhyme on, just feature on a lot of different projects. So we mentioned the Anti-Pop Consortium, feature on a lot of other projects as well. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to grab all of those songs that I did, you know what I'm saying, from 97 to like 2000. And I'm going to put together like a little mixtape. So I put this out. And this is called Cuts and Collabos Part 1. And this is the first CD that I put out in, this came like probably like 2001. Mm-hmm. And I basically compiled this together,
just all
of my mixtapes, and I would sell this on the street, you know what I'm saying, in front of Fat Beats, wherever, showcases, whatever. So I sold this and put this out to get my name out, you know what I'm saying? And then when the buzz was popping after this, you know what I'm saying, my brother Emo, you know what I'm saying, Emo Ogun, who I do the podcast with, he still has a label, but it was more, you know what I'm saying, we were a little bit more active back in the days. And it was called Kjo Communications, still called Kjo Communications. And we put out this joint right here. Because after the attention of that, Fat Beats was like, all right, we're going to give you a chance, Life. And I was able to put out this single. So this single kind of like was the first start. You know what I'm saying? This was out on Fat Beats, Incredibly Fresh. We had DJ Mr. Sinister from the Executioners doing cuts on here.
The artwork is fire, too.
Thank you. Hostile. You know what I'm saying? Did the graphics on here. But I had my brother Oog, you know what I'm saying, who did the art on that. We're going to get to that later, you know what I'm saying? But my man Oog did the art on here, you know what I'm saying? And he's still doing art and covers for people. And then after, you know what I'm saying, we put out that single, you know what I'm saying, I was really getting my feet wet, you know what I'm saying? And after that, me and Emo was like, it's time for you to put out an album. So we put out this, and this is my first album that I dropped. This came out in 2003. It's called Struggler's Paradise. So it features the single, and then it has other songs on here as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is my first album. First album. The artwork on here was actually done by a legendary artist. His name is Glenn Elf. Shout out to Glenn Elf. You know what I'm saying? And Glenn Elf did Diamond D's logo, like the first Diamond D logo, that the Diamond D on like one of his earlier records. Mm-hmm. And he also did the stick figures that are on the Tribe Called Quest, those stick figures. Yeah. He did that. He did a bunch of other stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But he was the one that helped compile this. But the person that did all of the graphics and everything was Emo and Prince B from PM Dawn. And that's a whole nother story too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So those are who did the graphics to this. You know what I'm saying? And this came out in 2003. This is my first album that I ever put out. Then after that, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of a hiatus. And I went to France, Germany, and London. You know what I'm saying? So I went to France, Berlin, Cologne, Belgium, Brussels,
Fucking world tour right there.
and Paris in like 2 weeks. So while I was out there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Ladd. I was out there with him on this publicity tour, and this is like out in 2002. I caught a deal with a French label, independent label called Aesthetic Music. So I caught the deal with that. It took a minute for this to come out, but then this dropped.
It looked like the Nelly album cover. The Nelly album cover.
So longevity, yeah, you know what I mean?
The duel, he had the dual album cover. It was like,
Longevity volume 1.5.
but you did it first because that was what?
There you go.
We talking about, I think, Sweat and Suit.
You know
was
what
the
I'm
album.
saying?
For sure.
So while I was out there in 2002, I was polying with them. I was working on this project. So like I said, this one came out first, but then this dropped later, in 3 years later in 2006, 7. Because see, a lot of the listeners and people out there that collect music, they don't understand sometimes how long it takes for these projects to come out, and sometimes the time gaps.
Well, especially back then.
Right.
Back then it wasn't like now where you could just, send files back and forth, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
you
also,
was actually there recording it.
I only when I went to France in 2002, this was out. I only had this as a demo, so this wasn't even out yet. So I was actually using this to get the deal to get this. You know what I'm saying? So this came out in 2006, 7. Then after
and you recorded it out there.
I recorded it out there. No, I recorded it out here, but I have producers, some French producers that are on this project.
Okay.
And then in
You know what, Mike? It's fine.
2010,
2010,
I dropped this with producer Black Sparks. But before I dropped this, I met a dude from Sweden, you know what I'm saying, named Big Ape. And he actually was, he hit me up online, and then he happened to come out here to New York, and then I met him, and then me and him started working, and then we ended up doing this project called Crossing the Globe. And this kind of actually was the first spark of me doing albums with just one producer. Because if you look at my career from 2006, from when I dropped this to now, everything else now is just with one producer. So this was the first collaboration with the one producer. Then actually I dropped this one after with Black Sparks.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a
Waiting
lost
Game.
art too, man. Because
Just one producer.
yeah, that's a lost art. Because now people, they think grabbing all these different sounds and all that shit kind of fucks up trying to create a project.
It's just easier for me because working sometimes with different producers, it's hard working with one producer sometimes because you got to sometimes you have to wait for their schedule and when they give you beats and such. So could you imagine doing an album with 6 different people and then having to mix it down with 6
like a
different
fucking headache.
It's a headache. So even though I still want to go back to doing hopefully a project with multiple producers, I don't know, just since after this album, I just been locking in with just one person and just doing projects, and that's just been like my run after that. So then you had the Waiting Game that came after Crossing the Globe. This came out like in 2010, and then I took a little bit of a hiatus, and then 2012 I dropped this project called Visits with the Medicine Man. No physical merch for that, but we did have we had it out on some streaming sites. I think we took it off and we're about to put it back on again. And I dropped a project with this artist named Masabe. He was on he was on Def Jokes and stuff like that. Me and him are a group called Auxiliary Arms. We dropped the project also in 2012, but it wasn't any physical stuff. And then I took a long hiatus, and then I dropped this in 017, Bat Out the Cave with producer Bunny Beats from Scotland. We dropped this. This is actually one of the first projects when the streaming stuff started. This is the first time that I had stuff streaming. Because everything else is all stuff that came out before the streaming
took off
era too, before streaming really like took off. Like it was still there, but I wasn't messing with it.
I even took off.
I wasn't messing with it.
Took over.
It took over.
It started robbing niggas.
It took over. Because like the artist that I am,
0.003
exactly,
per stream.
Exactly.
Fucking bullshit.
Exactly. Because I've always been an artist where I'm direct to consumer. I come from the era where to get known, we had to pass out flyers. You had to actually go out on the street and rhyme in ciphers and do type of stuff like that. So I'm from that era. So the people that support me and mess with my music, they still buy music like that. Even if it's somebody maybe even younger or whatever, my fan base likes that physical merch and they like buying stuff directly from me. So the reason why I don't have a lot of my stuff streaming, because there's really no need for me to do it because I already have
a base.
A base.
You have a base.
And once you find your base in this, that's all you need.
Yep.
Yes, you will sometimes shoot yourself in the foot because your music is not out there and accessible to everyone. But I'm not trying to be that type of artist. I'm that type of artist where, you know how like with Supreme, they put out like maybe one shirt, that's it, and you'll never be able to get that shirt, or maybe they'll put out like 10 pieces of that. That's the type of artist I am. Straight exclusive. It's rarity. I make my stuff for collectors.
Like you told me the other day, I was like, yo, I'm super underground.
Super underground. If you know, you know.
Underground.
If you know, even we didn't even
you ain't gonna find my shit online.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Exactly.
Like if you follow my whole movement, and the thing about it is, even though I'm not as known as other people, I've still done a lot of special things within my career. Like we haven't even talked about my second crew that I was in. My second crew was running the whole New York City, but we were one of those crews where New York knew about it. Like the true underground heads knew about my crew.
Who's that was out? People that was out on the scene.
It was if you knew, you knew. If you knew, you knew. And I'm gonna shout out that crew. Shout out to my crew, Stronghold. You know what I'm saying? And Stronghold was the crew that I got down with after the DMO, and that crew basically pretty much shaped me to the artist that I am, because I was amongst a bunch of beasts in that crew. You know what I'm saying? All battle MCs, all hungry MCs, and we all basically, you know what I'm saying, was kind of like in a dojo together and owned, and I crafted our style, and we formed like Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying, to basically push the name, you know what I'm saying, for all of us. But unfortunately, you know what I mean, because groups and crews and things are like that are so hard to keep together, you know what I'm saying, it fell apart.
It always
but
does.
Yeah, we know
like
about
I
that.
said, but that crew in New York, in the world of underground, if you know, you know. And if you know, you know about Stronghold. You know what I'm saying? When that fist was raised with the mic. You know what I'm saying? Word. So that was like my second
shit
crew.
stuck with me when you told me that shit. 'Cause I'm one of them if you know, you know type of artist. I'm super underground.
So I know you know Stronghold then. So the Bat Out the Cave, so that was the first, when I got into the streaming world, the Bat Out the Cave was the first project. Shout out to Bunny Beats, you know what I'm saying, who orchestrated that whole, made the move. It was like, yo, Life, we need to put this on the streaming Life. And, you know what I mean, we put that out, but I said we got to have physicals, so we still did the physicals with the CDs, you know what I'm saying? Then after that was put out in 2017, we dropped that. And then I took a little hiatus. And then 2019 came.
Took a couple hiatus.
But the thing about it was I was still cooking within those times.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Took a mad hiatus.
Bubbling.
Pandemic came, but I was still cooking. Shout out to my brother Fat Cat Hayes. Fat Cat Hayes does anything graffiti you see, like tags and stuff. My partner Fat Cat Hayes probably did that. You know what I'm saying? So we put out the Urban Sportsman Project. You know what I'm saying? So that dropped in 2019. So this was like my hiatus kind of back. Well, actually, no. Sorry. This came out in 2020. This came out in 2019. This little 7-inch, the Lost Liggy Files, that
I like
features
that.
Just
I
like
like
the,
that.
you
This
didn't-
features-
just on vinyl.
Yeah,
like that?
this just on vinyl, not streaming, nothing. This came out actually in 2019, right? You know what I'm saying? No, this came out in like 2018, right before like the pandemic hit. So this was like 2018. This features, rest in peace, Blackistan. It has a Kill the MC from Jurassic 5. And it also has Zaki of Pitch Black. You know what I'm saying? Everything on here is produced by this producer named Shaughnessy. You know what I'm saying? Shaughnessy, and he's from Mass. He's from Mass. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Mr. Lex from Mass, Beantown. You know what I'm saying? My man Shaughnessy produced all of this from Beantown. And that was in 2019. So then when the pandemic hit and I was still cooking, this came out. This is the Urban Sportsman project that I was talking about with Fat Cat Hayes. So this came out like in probably like 2000 and is the year on here? But I would say like 2020 because 2019 because the pandemic was still like
Just on vinyl though, right?
popping, just on vinyl.
But you got there is a track up. There's a single up online though.
We have 2 videos that we shot for here.
Okay,
And
it's
we
the
also
music
shot,
video, yeah.
Yes, we shot 2 videos and the interludes that are on here, we shot videos for that as well. We have an album that's coming out that we're working on. There's going to be a new single called Growth that's going to be dropping this year that we're going to be putting out. So we are going to have an album, but this was just a quick little EP that we put out. And then after that, pandemic was popping. I put out a project in 2002 with A Sharp. 2022, sorry. 2022 with A Sharp.
You just took it all the way back again.
God damn it.
I took it way back and forward. But in 2022, I did a project with this brother named A Sharp. He's also a member of the Sessions crew. He's one of our DJs. We did a project, but unfortunately, my mom's passed away that same year. So it was kind of hard for me to like really do anything that year.
Focus, yeah.
So the project kind of like we about to spin the block on it again and do physicals, and I'm gonna have it on my Bandcamp and everything real soon. You can still cop that. It's streaming everywhere, and it's on A Sharp's Bandcamp, but it will be on my Bandcamp soon. That came out in 2002. I wasn't really able to promote it. 2022, but I wasn't really able to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then the messed up thing about it is when my mother passed away, and then rest in peace to A Sharp's mom. His mom's passed away.
Damn,
Literally, like within the same couple of months after. So we both didn't really get a chance to promote that project the way we wanted to.
Yeah.
But while I was going through that grieving, I started working on this. So between 2022 and 23, I worked on this, and then I dropped this in 2024. This is the Still Relevant project, you know what I'm saying, produced entirely by SI's Finest out of Staten Island. You know what I'm saying? We put this project together. He did that. But while I was working on that, I was also working on this. And this is the End of Day of the Night project. So I dropped this in 2024. And this also was dropped in 2024, too. So this came out in the summer of 2024. This was dropped in winter of 2024.
My
I
man
really
is
like
like
that project. That one,
This
I
is
really like
entirely produced by Noam Chomsky out the Netherlands. Noam Chomsky sent me beats pretty much in 2022 while I was going through the grieving. So I had a bunch of beats, and he kept sending me beats. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to listen to stuff. I'll get to it. But I couldn't get through stuff. So then after I had finished working on the Still Relevant album, I said, you know what? I think I'm ready to start doing music again. And I just got to I still got more stuff to say. And I went in my folders and went in my emails and pulled up the beats that I didn't listen to for a year. That's how you got that, the Noam Chomsky project. So both of those 2 albums dropped in 24. It's been quiet for 25, but I've been cooking.
Nah, you working, kid.
I've been quiet because 2025, my whole movement was building with DJ Mo Ogun, building a length wave platform, the Wavelength, You know, we trying to get on the level like y'all boys, man. You know what I'm saying? So I, you know, we was building that, you know, trying to get more involved in hosting and just doing shows. You know, not only was I doing my monthly showcase that I've been doing for 3 consecutive years with the Sessions crew, I also was throwing shows with Emma Ogun as the wavelength. We were throwing showcases as well. I was hosting various places. So I was really trying to get my niche into that.
Let the audience know where the Sessions crew get down.
The Sessions crew, we are a platform that have been doing stuff. We've been doing stuff for a minute because we started off doing shows out in Jersey first. You know what I'm saying?
But
then we brought it back to New York.
Like a staple.
And now for 3 years, we've been doing stuff in Bushwick. 1114 DeKalb Avenue, The Secret Port in Bushwick, Brooklyn NYC.
What is
Pull
it, every
up.
third Friday? Of the
Third
month?
Friday of every month. You can come see hip-hop.
Real hip-hop.
If you're an artist,
True hip-hop
you get a
to
chance
the
to
core.
rock too, because we have a producer showcase, but during the producer
mic.
showcase, we open the mic to artists.
If you hear something you like,
Say something. If you hear something you like,
say something.
just
Say something. Say something.
you know what I mean?
Ah.
Third Friday of every month. Shout out to my
It's
brothers,
dope. It's
Respect
dope.
the God, Poet Substratum, Cut Supreme,
Yeah.
A Sharp, you know what I'm saying? Mario Life Major Clothing, you know what I'm saying? Just big up to the whole movement. Everybody that makes that. Buddha, you know what I'm saying? Sir Skeletor, you know what I mean? Mr. Lex that be coming through with the polo sometimes. My man E from Skyloft that be throwing me artists every once in a while. You know what I mean? So it's
Fire.
a movement. It's a team. The Sessions is a movement. Y'all are part of the Sessions because y'all be coming through with the videos and be capturing stuff. So
Absolutely.
the Sessions is a movement. You know what I mean? It's basically New York hip-hop and enthusiasts that are about the culture. But the third Friday every month, Secret
I
Port.
heard it.
What y'all doing there is, you know, it's not to say that it's not getting done anyway, but it's something, you know, y'all doing consistently all
Thank
the
you.
time. And
Thank you.
it's giving people opportunity to just showcase what they live out their dream, you know,
At the end of the day,
outside of just recording.
Got on that stage.
we started it basically because it was something we were doing before, and then we weren't doing shows for a long time. And then one of our brothers passed away, you know what I'm saying, right before the pandemic. Rest in peace to DJ Black Panther. And that was like the inspiration for like all of us to get back together and start doing shows.
Yeah.
And then right when things started opening up again after the pandemic, like, you know what I'm saying, in 2022, you know what I'm saying, that was when things were starting to open up again. And that was when we was like, you know what, I think the city kind of needs that hip-hop vibe. There's no open mics going on. There's no like just local hip-hop showcases going on. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
You know
that's
I mean?
what I'm saying.
So
What
we
y'all doing is major,
and then we
man.
just started seeing an influx of it too, because not to say that we started anything, but because of New York and all of these things, the clubs and everything being open again, everybody, like, there was mad, you know what I mean, showcases and things starting to pop off in the city. So we were able to, you know, kind of like get our niche within that, you know what I'm saying, movement of things just going on. And it's 3 years later, we still doing it.
Still here, still rocking.
That's it.
And for the out of here, yo, that was Searching for Life, Liggity Long.
You heard?
And he brought a lot of his own shit, man. Check it out.
Hit him up, Bandcamp, right?
That's it. That's it. I didn't even mention everything. We got the, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
me and
no,
Respect.
we're gonna
We put
get-
out a little import single. Shout out to the Waxaholics. That's over here on the sidelines. And we got the From Nowhere exclusive single with me and Fat Boy Sharif. Shout out to producer Drive By and DJ Afar. You know what I mean?
The
I'm
thing that
cooking, man.
The thing that's different in that whole layout is that comic book.
Oh, let's talk
that.
about
Oh, we ain't talk about
Let's
that.
touch
Shout
on
out
that
to Poet
comic book.
Substratum.
bro.
Okay, so this right here,
All right.
we dropped this, actually came out also right during the pandemic. So
That shit's
2020,
crazy. That's dope, man.
my brother Ned Schimmelfinney, Ned Schimmelfinney is a dope producer. You know what I'm saying? He's a dope producer, man. And
that's the read along. Right?
This is the read along. So he put out a compilation, but for our specific song, I told him that I wanted to do like a concept, and then he was like, "Yo, man, that song is dope. We should like kind of do a comic to it." And the comic was birthed. And then after the comic, another comic strip was birthed, because I have this comic right here is the song off of Ned Schimmelfinny's album called For the Audience Inside My Head. So my song we did a comic for, but then we did another. This song is called Fight with Time. So we did a spinoff where basically, like, my character, I'm a superhero that's fighting actual time. So then the second joint that we did was I did a whole backstory on time, just so the listeners can understand like what time is and who the villain is that I'm fighting. And then we actually have started working and have completed an album that is basically my character, and it's his basically adventures of him fighting time. And you have times basically like villains that he hangs with. So it's a whole novel, but it's a rhyme that it's a whole, you know what I'm saying, like album that I wrote, but it's a novel.
Can people actually
put this out
cop
soon?
that? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can
out
cop
yet?
this. This is out. If you go to Be Free Entertainment, you know what I'm saying? You go to Be Free Entertainment, you could definitely cop this. Check out Be Free Entertainment on Instagram.
Who did
my brother Ned Schimmelfinny.
Who did like all the artwork?
It's an artist that did this.
Basically,
we have two different artists. So it was illustrated by Frank Castro, and he's the artist that did this. And it's crazy because there's another song on here also by an artist named Schizo, and he has a comic also for his joint. So there's a little advertisement actually in my comic for his joint. So the song Belly Flop that's on here is also a comic. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my brother Schizo that also has a joint here. So he has a whole comic for his joint too. You know what I'm saying?
That's an Easter egg right there.
Right. And then if you see, this is the ending. So the next track that I have picks up after this. You know what I'm saying? And then I have like a whole, like I said, it's going to be a whole novel that we're putting out. I just finished it this year. So now we have to hit up the artists.
It's different.
We may have a different artist that will be doing the art for the next comic. We haven't decided yet. But definitely look out for Lifelong Ned Schimmelfinny coming real soon.
Easy.
Yeah, this right here.
And see, Ned, I didn't expose who you were. Ned. Shout out to Ned Schimmelfinny.
Incredibly creative on that. Yo,
because Ned is somebody that y'all may know, but I didn't expose who he was.
we gotta
alias.
figure that out.
I don't know many Neds.
Yo, E, I see you. I know that you got something up your sleeve. I know you want to get busy. I know what it is, bro. But I think that you're gonna have to wait for part 2 of this.
I'm gonna take a sip.
Hold up, Life. We're gonna have to wait for part 2 of this.
Let's give them a break. Let them absorb what they got. You know, the history of Lifelong. A real prolific MC, true artist. You know, somebody that's been around. You know, he just showcased that to y'all. You know, we want to let y'all settle all that in before we get into the fun stuff that we love to play with, the music, the bars. You know, let's do it. You know, let's give them a break. You know, and we'll see y'all next week.
We'll be here for part 2
next week. We're gonna see y'all next week, man.
With our man Life Liggy Long. See y'all next week.
You gotta tune in, man.
We'll be back.
Yo, OG season vet, not new to this. Over a decade of music, I got hella spit.